ready to go. I ain't even sweating these fools, it's the only thing that they know. You know entrepreneurs, you only do what you're told. That's how I know you ain't talking to me when you say no.
What's up, guys? I'm Skullz, and today we're going to be checking out Legion Inoculant, and then we're going to go into Descending by Tool. I'm just coming off of the song Invincible. Really solid track. I actually think the last 2 minutes where it really picks up, that was probably the highlight of the album for me. I felt like that was the first time it really got your blood pumping. This has been a more centered album. It's a pretty big change from Tool because all their albums have had so much energy, and this one has been much more centered, much more balanced and technical. But like I was saying with Invincible, I believe I said in the reaction that I thought it was a grower. It was something that was going to grow on me. And I feel like that's the case for the most part. I do feel like it went on a little bit long. It's not a big problem, but it's something to note because the pacing and placement of everything really had so much purpose in their albums like Anima and Lateralis. So since they put that bar so high, it's just kind of hard not to notice that a little bit. I even feel that way a little bit with Pneuma as well. Fear Inoculum I still think is probably the best song on the album overall from start to finish. I don't feel like it drags or meanders anywhere. It's just from beginning to end a great song. Overall, I'm really enjoying this album so far. I'm really excited to see where they go from here. But with that said, I'm not going to waste any more time. But if you're new here, consider hitting the like button, the subscribe button, the notification bell. Helps the channel grow, helps the video reach more people, and I appreciate it a lot. Let's hop into Legion Inoculant. So I'm thinking with all these sounds, it almost sounds like all his emotions are kind of washing over him, and that voice of reason. I think I said this in another reaction. His voice being up front in the mix in this album, making it feel like his voice of reason is louder than his emotions and the things that are corrupting his reason. But in this one, all the sounds are kind of washing over his voice. I could hear him saying, "Bless this immunity" in there. With Invincible, it felt like doubt or fear was getting in his way a little bit. This feels like sort of a meditation. It's almost like he's letting the emotions wash over him, but his voice of reason is still there. And maybe he's just waiting it out. Sort of like the patient. Just wait it out, let the emotions wash over you, it will clear, and you'll have clarity. This might be my favorite intermission off of any of their albums so far. The sounds are just so good, clear. Everything is warping together, but also very distinguishable from each other. Isn't that kind of funny? Like I was saying, like your emotions washing over you, and then it eventually turns into waves on the beach, which is a really great way to signify peace, because what's more peaceful than laying on the beach listening to the waves go? I just had my doubts because the song is called Descending, so I don't know. Let's just see where it goes. Okay, this song could end up being my favorite on the album so far. It's so hypnotic, beautiful, peaceful, but there's clearly something chasing him here. Maybe the fear got the best of him, now he's trying to outrun it, but it really does feel like it's a struggle, like he's trying to get away. It's really, really well put together. All right, so let me go over the lyrics a little bit. So verse 1, free fall through our midnight, this epilogue of our own fable, heedless in our slumber, floating nescient we. So when he says free fall through our midnight, I'm thinking like he's free falling towards the end of the day, the end. Especially when he says the epilogue of our own fable. So especially coming off of Invincible, Invincible was like he had his doubts. And now this feels like he's accepting the end. And there's also this connotation of it being a result of ignorance and recklessness. But then verse 2, free fall through this boundlessness, this madness of our own making. Falling isn't flying, floating isn't infinite. So I can't help but feel this whole warrior thing, this heading towards a battle. Invincible really displayed that, and I feel like this is carrying over from that story. When he says this madness of our own making, it feels like war. But falling isn't flying. That is a great line. If you're falling too long, you might eventually think it's flying. But the lyrics continue. Come, our end, suddenly. All hail our lethargy. Concede suddenly. To the quickened dissolution, pray we mitigate the ruin. Calling all to arms in order. So this feels like dealing with the inevitability of death, but still choosing to fight. That's what we're made to do. We're built to survive. That is over everything. It's kind of reminding me of questions from that movie The Grey with Liam Neeson. Like, what makes us fight in the face of inevitable death? And perhaps the answer is that in the face of those things, to just give up, that is the worst thing we can do. We can make things better. Our lives are meant to make things better. And our death can represent something that transcends our physical form. I mean, that's what a legacy is. That's how we live on after we go away. I'm loving the sound. I'm loving the themes on this one so far. I'm calling it. This is probably going to be my favorite one off the album so far. That was some great guitar work. Guitar harmonies, not something Tool has done before. I'm liking the new elements. Adam did a great job capturing the emotion behind everything. Good choice of guitar tone as well. It was a very sympathetic tone. All right, the lyrics continue. Drifting through this boundlessness, this madness of our own making. Sound our dire reveille, rouse all from our apathy, lest we cease to be. Wow, really good. I had to look up what reveille means, which I guess is like a drum or something that kind of wakes you up. But it sounds like apathy sort of killed this, I don't know, kingdom or army, the morale. But then the chorus, stir us from our wanton slumber, mitigate our ruin, call us all to arms in order. Maynard's lyricism really has a air of like poetry in this one. I mean, his vocabulary is kind of crazy in this. And what I mean by crazy, it's just he's using very, very specific words. I love words. I like learning new words. But he is throwing some at me that I have never heard used before in my life. But they're all extremely accurate and specific, and I really like that about it. But I think slumber is a great way to portray the apathy he's talking about here. Everyone falls into those, you know, just the days kind of meld into each other, that apathy, until something, you know, just snaps you out of it. That was a showcase for Adam. I really loved his guitar work, especially that later half. It was really, really nice to see him come out and pretty much take on most of that last half. I always love his playing. He just adds so much emotion to things. And he went through a few different guitar tones, and it added a lot to this one. I also really love what Danny was doing, where I don't know if he was going down the toms or something, but it just created this vibe of descending. It was like fumbling and falling, or at least stumbling along the way. This also was probably the best produced song on the album so far. They did some cool things with sounds in the left and right ear in the middle of the song. It offered a lot of intrigue in the slower moments. Yeah, I think this might be my favorite on the album so far. But let me finish up the lyrics. Sound the dread alarm through the primal body. Sound the reveille. To be or not to be. Rise. Stay the grand finale. Stay the reading of our own swan song and epilogue. One drive to stay alive. Elementary. Muster every fiber. Mobilize. Stay alive. So again, this is really reminding me of the philosophical topics brought up in the movie The Grey. Even the poem that Liam Neeson says in that, I think it was something like, once more into the fray we go, live and die on this day. Even though the odds are not in our favor, we can at least mitigate our ruin. And then the chorus repeats. Man, what a song. I feel like there's a lot to get out of this one. Even the whole, like, the riffs and the drumming and the time signature with the accents, it all just felt like it was a spiral. And that's so cool, especially when you put it up against something like the song Lateralis, spiral out, keep going in the face of overwhelming odds. It is worthwhile. Man, this is a song I kind of just want to listen to again right now. And I'm not used to not spending a lot of time on the lyrics, but the lyrics are pretty self-explanatory. The sentiments behind them are so grounded in truth and deep philosophical thinking, but they're conveyed in a way that's very easy to digest. That has a lot to do with the great musicianship, and it has a lot to do with Maynard's perfect vocabulary. And again, I cannot stress it enough. Adam killed this one. I love seeing him come out front like that, and I'm so glad he practically got half a song to do it, and a big song. I really hope he gets more to do on this album. And this was another great, clean vocal performance from Maynard. I understand, like, in his older age, he's not going to want to scream as much. I know he destroyed his voice with songs like The Grudge, like Ticks and Leeches. So it's definitely understandable that he would want to dial it back a little bit. And it also just makes sense as a person. It seems like a lot of people just get more calm in their older age. I think experience and gaining wisdom from those experiences just kind of does that to you. And if there's anything that I missed, I'm sure I missed stuff. Let me know in the comments. I appreciate the information you guys always give me. It helps me out, and it gives me more of an appreciation for the songs. That's where I'm gonna end the video. I appreciate you stopping and hanging out with me. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, the notification bell. Helps the channel grow, helps the video reach more people, and I appreciate it a lot. And wherever you guys are, I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a good night. I love you, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.